ever wondered how to stay calm when your teen rolls their eyes or shuts you down or turns up the sass? It might be time to build boundaries or bolster them. In this video, I'm going to share 5 mindset shifts that will help you parent your homeschool teenager without losing your sanity. All rooted in building healthy, respectful, realistic boundaries. Teresa Wiedrick, the graduated homeschool mom turned certified life coach who's coached hundreds of homeschool families. I've been through the trenches myself, and today I'm handing you some of the best tools I've learned, some from hard-earned experience, that help me show up more grounded, less reactive, and way more effective. Stick around to the end and I'll offer you 2 helpful resources. My Build Your Boundaries checklist to help you identify and strengthen your most needed boundaries, and a peek at my upcoming June 3rd workshop where we're going to explore nonviolent communication strategies for the homeschool family, the mother wound, and how to reconnect to yourself while raising teens. So 5 tools. First tool is something that took me probably the longest to learn. It's observe, don't absorb. Use that as a mantra every morning. Write it in your journal. Observe your child's behavior. Don't absorb it, right? It took me a long time to learn this because it's not easy. It's not easy. I think many homeschool moms I meet in coaching find this one especially challenging. The emotions of each of our family members, they matter to us. Also, they stress us. And if we don't have a way of addressing our own emotions, we're not going to do a really great job of addressing our kids' emotions. And we'll want to shut them down. We'll want to shut the energy down, the emotions, the rolling the eyes, the sass. You know, I don't really need to explain it to you, do I? If you're watching this video and you have a teenager, you're probably like, yeah, girl, I could tell you so many stories. Me too. Been there, done that. And frankly, I actually, now that I've raised almost the 4th is almost grown up. Now that I've raised 4 and I think back to my own teenage years, I ask myself, how did my mother survive that? How did she stay sane? So how do we observe, not absorb our kids or our teens' emotions? This is our opportunity to build an emotional boundary, and it probably is the most tricky tool that I'm going to offer you today because it takes the most practice. You want to practice observing your teens' emotions without absorbing them. Just because they roll their eyes or slam a door or speak with a certain attitude doesn't mean you have to react in kind. One thing I had to start doing was recognizing how important it was to address my own emotions first. In fact, this was earth-shaking for me. On the podcast, I released an episode today on my Homeschool Mama Self-Care podcast about the 6 boundary truths. You probably will find it here on YouTube. Just look below in the podcast playlist. Well, I speak about this thing that I didn't really know what I felt. I didn't get taught to feel my feelings or pay attention to my feelings or to name my feelings or to ask people to help me address whatever the need was underneath my feeling or to even understand it. So if that's you, and I know there are many other homeschool moms that are experiencing their kids' emotions without really even knowing their own feelings, then if that's you, hey, welcome to the crowd. It's important that we learn self-soothing techniques like breathing exercises or breath work, or learning how to journal and put our thoughts outside of ourselves, learning how to give ourselves space to process. We all do things in different ways. We express emotions differently. We need different things when we're experiencing our big emotions. But mostly we need to actually pay attention to our own emotions, feel them, know them, name them. That completely changed the way that I showed up. Feeling my emotions, identifying them, knowing them, really being with them. Over the course of time, it actually gave me bandwidth so that I was able to be there and listen to the bigger emotions that my kids had, because I could identify in myself how to do it for myself. And I could recognize it was okay that somebody outside of me was having these big emotions too, and I could be with them. When you are with your teens' big emotions, when they feel seen and heard and understood, they are able to allow themselves, give themselves permission to feel their feelings and to also name them, get familiar with their emotional atmosphere, and then also identify what is the need underneath that feeling. So when your teen explodes, you don't have to join them. You could try this. Pause, breathe, don't speak, don't speak, don't speak, don't speak. Don't speak until you really are cool, calm, and collected. Nothing is pressuring you to respond right now. You can wait and know that that pause is power. So observe their behavior. Learn not to absorb it. The second thing you can do is recognize that your triggers are yours. They're not your kids. He pushes my buttons. He so triggered me. I got it. I understand, I identify, I'm totally with you. I definitely have said those words. And I came to understand that actually they're your triggers. This one is deep and it's powerful. When your teen's behavior triggers you, ask yourself this: what old story is getting activated right now? Because often it's not just about your teen's behavior. It's about your own trigger, your upbringing, your conditioning, your old wounds. This is where we need to talk about the mother wound, the patterns and the pain points that have been passed down from one generation to another, often unconsciously, from mother to daughter. It shows up in people pleasing, in perfectionistic tendencies, in feeling like your needs don't matter, that you're not even paying attention to them, or maybe that you're getting flooded when your child pushes back. But guess what? You don't have to pass it on. In my June 3rd workshop, we're going to talk about how to identify and begin to heal the mother wound so you can parent from your true self, not the one that was shaped by survival. This boundary says, I will not react from old pain. I'll pause and reflect and choose something new. I will heal my mother wound. The third tool you can incorporate is insisting on personal boundaries. These are really communication boundaries. Your teen is still learning how to communicate with respect, right? And you get to model what that looks like, right? Your teen is still learning. You've learned, right? Okay, so I know this is a tricky one because some of us really didn't learn, and some of us grow up and we didn't learn. So what do? We're supposed to be modeling, though. We can all agree to that. So if we are modeling it, well, then what does respect look like? It might look like this. You're allowed to say, I won't continue this conversation until we speak respectfully. Or, it's okay to be upset. It's not okay to be cruel. Or, I don't argue. So when we're both cool, calm, and collected, I'll listen to your feelings and I'll listen to your needs, even if it's hard for me to hear. Learning to speak clearly without blame or shame is part of what nonviolent communication teaches. And we'll be exploring that in the upcoming workshop. It's not about controlling your teen. It's not about controlling your teen. It can't be done. It's about communicating clearly, expressing your needs, listening to people's feelings, yours and theirs, holding boundaries without guilt and without reactivity. You can both honor their autonomy and require respectful interaction. The fourth tool you can use to keep your sanity as you're raising your homeschool teen is to look at the bigger perspective. This is like building a vision boundary. So when things feel heated, Zoom out. Your teenager's prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that's responsible for decision making and empathy and impulse control, it's not actually fully developed until the mid-20s. And even when it's developed, you and I both know if we're in a heated moment, there's not a lot of logic and a lot of intention coming from here. That's why I say practice a pause. But this means if your teenager isn't fully developed, their prefrontal cortex, their ability to make decisions and be empathetic and control their impulses, if that's not fully developed until their mid-20s, that means drama, it's developmental. The shutdowns, normal. The push for independence, 100% healthy, even when it's messy. We'll dive into adolescent brain development and how it affects homeschooling and parenting in the workshop, if there are enough parents that are homeschooling teens then. But if you're looking for more info now, you can check the description box below for the links to my favorite resources on teen brain development and the prefrontal cortex. This mindset tool that encourages you to zoom out and look at the bigger picture helps you stay steady. You're not parenting just for today. You're parenting for who they're becoming in the future. And the fifth and final mindset tool for you to keep your sanity while you're raising a homeschool teen is to review your homeschool mama affirmations. We'll call it building a thought boundary. What you repeat, you believe. And what you believe shapes how you show up, especially in the hard moments. Just finished a book on audio, the fastest book I've listened to all year, called Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents. I don't remember the author right now, but it was amazing and I highly recommend it. It'll be down below. But this book, somebody had asked me, so what perspective are you taking that from? Are you talking about your parents? Are you talking about like whose parents? And I'm like, well, all the parents involved in my family. And that includes me. And I identified me in that book. I identified my husband, I identified my in-laws, I identified my parents. And the person that asked me, my daughter, went, oh, wow. Yes, we all have our emotional immature spaces. We do. And we have opportunities to grow. We do. And parenting most definitely invites it, doesn't it? In this book, the author encourages us to speak on repeat, our mantra, when we are challenged by our parents, when we're in a moment of frustration with our parents instead of our teens. She said to detach, detach, detach. An affirmation just like the first tool I shared with you. Observe their behavior, don't absorb. Whatever affirmation you need to repeat on repeat, you want to use an affirmation to remind yourself of what is true. When I felt overwhelmed or reactive, I revisited the truths I want to live from. I can stay calm, even when my child isn't. My voice matters. I'm allowed to have my needs met. I'm allowed to establish my own boundaries, but I'm not here to control. I'm here to connect. So what affirmation would you like to tell yourself on repeat? Write it down. Text yourself. Put it in a note on your phone. Put it at the top of your journal for every morning. But remind yourself what's most important. The affirmations remind you of your core values, your vision for this homeschool mom thing, and your capacity to do challenging things, to grow and to continue to learn even as a homeschool mom. And they're especially powerful when you read them aloud every day. You will remember to observe, not absorb. Parenting homeschool teens is actually just a lot of fun. You can find a playlist on my YouTube channel here called Cooking with the Kids, or Cooking in the Kitchen, or Cooking Homeschool Cooking Kitchen. Okay, something about homeschool and cooking, or homeschool and kitchen. And I actually have 6 to 8 videos that my homeschool daughter and I put together in the last year of her high school years. Really sweet memories. don't know that we've revisited those recipes though. So many good memories. Homeschooling a teenager, it's so much fun and it's so worth it. And you can keep your sanity doing it too. Parenting homeschool teens isn't just about managing behavior. It's about becoming the adult you want your teen to grow up to become. Calm, clear, boundaried, and compassionate. If you'd like to build stronger boundaries in your homeschool family, download my free Build Your Boundaries checklist. You'll find it on the front page of my website, www.capturingthecharmedlife.com, or you'll find the link below. It's a quick and practical tool to help you identify the areas you need to bolster your boundaries. And mark your calendar for June 3rd. I'll be hosting that powerful workshop about building your boundaries, bolstering your relationships in your homeschool family. We'll explore nonviolent communication strategies, work through the mother wound patterns, practice emotional regulation techniques, and learn how to show up steady, even in the messiness of teenagehood. But before you go, drop a comment below. Tell me what's one boundary you know you need to build this week. Oh, and could you like, subscribe, and share this video with a homeschool mom who you know could use this reminder too, that you're not alone in your homeschool challenges. I'm here helping you to shed what's not working so you can show up authentically, confidently, and purposefully in your homeschool and mom life. Oh, and you're all doing a really great job. You really are. See you next time.